Well, I hope we're live. I think there's a little bit of a lag between the moment I hit the live button on the camera and what I'm watching here. So I know we had a little bit of a glitch on the video we did with Larry from Hot Wheels, and I just trying to make sure we don't have those kind of glitches. So anybody? Hi, my name's Tom from CSI. We are going to talk about some detailing issues and how CSI products can help you to do that. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been on before, thanks for joining us. Like us if you see this on YouTube. It helps us to get more followers. I thought the video with Larry was, he did such a great job. He really did a great job, and it was so cool to hear the story of Hot Wheels. If you haven't seen it, it is a little bit long. It's an hour and a half long, but it was really, really fun to do. So thanks for joining in. We're getting a lot of views on it, and I really appreciate that. So I see that we're on. If you have questions, oh wow, we already have questions? Is that Lawrence there? Let's see here. Good afternoon from Texas, all right. Cool, all right guys. I see Lawrence and Rick and Antonio, thanks for joining. I'm gonna put the phone down. If you guys have any questions as we go, feel free and I'll answer those questions. So what we're going to talk about today is a problem that came up, and I'm sure it comes up in body shops, it comes up in detailing facilities, and you really have to figure out what it is. And it took a little bit of time for even me to figure this out because it had some parameters that have changed. So on this program, it's called a Mevo multicam, where I can switch between cameras. I can also go to still pictures on here. So I'm going to go to some still pictures and show you the problem. And then I want to talk about how I ended up figuring out how to fix this. And maybe you guys have done this before. I just want to share the steps that it took, because it was a little bit of a nightmare. So let me go into this camera system. So you go in here. Okay, this is the car, late model Cadillac, and if you see on the front of the car, it has a clear bra up in front there. That I didn't think would be a problem. You take the clear bra off. He wants to sell the car. He put the clear bra on a long time ago, and then now he wants to sell it, and I'll show you why he wants that clear bra off. Because the clear bra, they do get bad, but when you zoom in on it, it looks really, really bad. So going through a car wash, probably washing it multiple times. The paint's not in that bad a shape anywhere on the car, but this clear bra really, really got tore up. So I thought, that's not going to be hard. You hit it with a heat gun. Well, when you look at the little pieces or how many slices this thing comes off in, it was taking hours and hours to peel this off. And if you're a detailing facility or if you're a body shop, you're going to quote the customer, what it takes to do this, and this could be a serious nightmare. So I'm going to share with you the way that I thought this was going to come off, and then the way that I figured out how to take it off. And then we used CSI with the DA, and this is where we're going to move into the new DA pads. our blue pad and our blue pad there, and then we're going to finish with the red pad. So all with a DA, and it came out absolutely perfect. So you know, we started to take it off with the heat gun. That was a nightmare. Then, you know, I called the paint stores, and I tried to get, let me come back to me on this. Let's see, how do you do this? Sorry guys, trying to figure this out. All right, so I called the paint store, and I know that when I was a boy, and we were putting a lot of vinyl siding on cars, the wood grain, we had to take it off from time to time. And 3M made a vinyl remover, spray-on vinyl remover, and it took the vinyl off, and then they made an adhesive remover to remove the glue. It was simple. You know, you had to be careful where you sprayed that stuff, but you tape it off, spray it on the vinyl, and it worked absolutely perfect. Well, that's totally illegal in California now. So, you know, because environmental issues. And I don't know, I mean, as a boy, we washed our hands with lacquer thinner, and I know that's a no-no, and we never wore gloves. We wore masks, but not enough. So I am glad all these environmental issues, when you go into a real high-end body shop now, it doesn't smell. You don't smell any of these caustic, you know, problems. And CSI is part of that program too. You know, we looked at that too. I didn't want stinky products, and you know, I've talked about that in the videos before. And that all just has to do with formulation. You can still put those stinky products in and be legal. You can, but you don't have to. The reason why people use those smelly products is because it's cheaper. Those solvents are less expensive than the unscented solvents because it takes more work to make the solvents unscented. So we use a solvent in our products that are unscented. We also use solvents from the skincare industry that are very, very expensive, but it builds a better product. So when I couldn't get that, I asked the paint store, okay, how in the world am I going to get this off? We had already had 3 or 4 hours on just picking little pieces off with the heat gun, and it was coming off a quarter by quarter at a time. I mean, a 1/4 of an inch by a 1/4 of an inch at a time, and you had to get it warm to get it off. They stretched this really tight when they put it on, and it was really, really a nightmare. So we went to this eraser, and that really started to work good. But you had to use it with the heat gun. You had to warm it up, and then the eraser actually kind of melted it off. And it was safe. It was very, very safe on the paint. It didn't hurt the paint at all, and it you know, it went on to take it off. But now I'm going to show you what it did to the paint. It didn't damage it, but I think that if you were to use the wrong type of polish versus compound to start after doing all of this work to the paint, because this is what I was left with. You can see the line, that's there. There's a little bit of a line there, and you can see you can see right where the little eraser tool hit the high areas on the paint. Let me see if I've got any better pictures. Okay, there. So you can see where the line is, where the line between the clear bra and no clear bra. It marred the paint a lot, taking this stuff off. So, this all goes into the time that it takes that you need to charge for when you're quoting this. Because I think that you could misquote this, if you really look at the time that it takes. And we did do a time study on this too. We did a time study and really worked out, the proper way to do this here in California. Now, if you're back east and you can use those chemicals that are totally illegal here, then it might be easier for you to take off this vinyl. But this was really, really hard to take off. So here's another picture of the line between the clear bra and no clear bra. Let's see here. And you can see what I was working with on the clear bra. I mean, it was a mess. And the customer can't sell this car like this. He really can't sell it like that. So after we got to this stage, now it was, we were going to go on to polishing. So this is the new 5-inch DA pad that we have. It's a European DA pad. This was the one that we did a lot of testing on. We thought about microfiber, but you guys know how much I push rotary, and I do. If you want to do cutting, why are you using anything but a wool pad and a rotary buffer? Why would you do anything else if you're doing cutting? But on this, we're not really doing cutting. Even though it looks horrible, these marks that are in the paint look horrible, this 5-inch pad was able to totally remove that, all the marks. And then we went to the red 5-inch pad with ceramic. All this is being done with ceramic and a DA. We did not use any rotary buffer on this. Could I have gone deeper and tried to done some serious cutting? Yeah, but you're limited on how much customer wants to spend on a used car. So why are we trying to do show quality work? And that's why you would use the rotary and a wool pad, because you want to take down that foundation further and take out every single solitary mark. But this worked so well, and I want to show you. Let's see here. Now I've got to add some pictures to this program. So from the red pad, let's go into the program here. And I'm doing this live, which makes it a little bit, let's see, okay, all right, so now, okay, I'm adding an overlay. Now we're going to, there we go. So this is after the blue pad, before the red pad. And you can see the line is pretty good between the two surfaces. It looks really, really nice there. Able to then we went on to the red pad. Now I'm going to, let's see, I've got to add another one of these things, the overlay in here. If we were doing this with cuts and edits, it's different, because then we edit it all before we do this. But I like this live stuff because you can ask questions too. And I hope you do, because this was a serious nightmare. Okay, now this is after the red pad. I'm adding a photo of the surface after the red pad. This thing looks unbelievable. So from this to this, and then I'm going to show it in the sun. So, this is in the shade, this is in the shop. We use the blue pad with ceramic only, no wool pad, no microfiber, just the blue foam pad and the ceramic polish. Then we finished with the red foam pad. Now let's look at it in the sun. And these are actual photos in direct sun. And there's no wax on this surface. There is nothing at all. This is direct sun, and we're looking right at where that line used to be. And there is no line. There is nothing. There's no swirl marks, and there's no line, and there's no wax on here. So it's only going to look better when you put wax on. So I just wanted to kind of go through, these new DA pads that we have for, and it works on any DA. Obviously, we're using a flex DA. Let me come back to me on the camera. All right, so we're using the flex DA, 5-inch DA, and then, hitting it with the blue pad, hitting it with the red foam pad, all with the DA. We didn't use any D1 on this. And there's no reason to use the D1 on a car that just has to be good enough to sell. There cannot be any swirl marks. Absolutely, there cannot be any swirl. If you have swirl marks, you did something wrong. You absolutely did something wrong. I see even this car, we're going to go down the side on this car because this car's been buffed before, and it's so full of swirl marks. It's so full of swirl marks. But you just kind of kiss it with the blue pad and then kiss it with the red pad, and he's got a nice deliverable car to somebody. It's an awesome car. It has an LS motor in it, factory, 7-speed transmission. The car is, it's a zoom race car. So he, obviously he wants to get a lot of money for it. And with that hood being as messed up as it was, and it looked like it was going to be a nightmare for me, because every time I turned around, it was another roadblock after another roadblock. But I said, once we solved the problem, it took about 3 hours to totally remove all of that, that clear bra from the front end of this car. So yeah, that's that's what this video is about, using the DA and the two 5-inch foam pads that we have. And I'm going to see if you guys, maybe you've run into this problem, maybe you have a solution that I didn't come up with. So I definitely like to hear about that. Let's see. I misquoted the last removal, a clear bra. What a pain in the butt to remove, Raphael. Raphael, that you're so right. And I probably would have misquoted this too, because I've taken off lots of vinyl. But this vinyl has been on there for so long. And I think that's where I ran into my mistake. And I should not have quoted this to a customer until I tried to take it off. That's what I should have waited, tested a spot, because all vinyl is not the same. This is very, very old vinyl. It was probably one of the first vinyls, when they came out 10 years ago. And I know that the application on the new vinyl is so much different. But yeah, Raphael, you're so right. It's so easy to get in trouble on anything that we're doing in the shop. And at the end of the day, we got to make money, But you also, if you do run into this problem, you still jump through the hoops for the customer, try and explain to him, try and get a little bit more money for what you're doing, especially, now that I know it's only 3 hours, okay, I'm going to charge 3 hours. I'm going to put a guy on it for 3 hours, and it's a legit 3 hours to take that off, because you've got to take off the clear bra with the heat gun, and then you have to use the eraser. And I bought 2 erasers, and they're $26 a piece. I only used 1 eraser. I thought I was going to get into the other eraser because it was I had eraser stuff everywhere. Inside the car, or underneath the hood, it was everywhere. That stuff, it was just burning up that eraser. And I'm glad that the paint job, it was a factory paint job, which is a super, super hard paint job. So it really, the paint held up well, and it polished out unbelievable. So let's see, Raphael, I tested a piece that was on a fender and was fine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's, the vinyl came off everywhere. So Raphael, if you guys are reading what Raphael is saying, he tested a spot down low, a place that it didn't get a lot of sun. And then when you go to take off the stuff on top, oh man, it's rock hard. It's nightmare. So yeah, it would be good to test, on the top areas, and then gauge how long it's going to take to do that, once you, get a handle on it. Because you can get in a lot of trouble. And you don't want to burn a customer, even if you don't make money on this particular job. You don't want to piss off that customer, because it's going to travel very, very fast to all of his friends, especially if you're working on a detailing business or in a body shop. You're not going to have the issues. I believe you're not going to have them. One, you're going to have a whole bunch of people there, and you're going to probably have some pretty caustic chemicals that could help you. But when you're trying to get a car in and out in one day for a customer in a detailing shop, and then you find yourself upside down in a job like this, you still got to get it done. You still absolutely have to get it done. So, the reason why I'm doing this video is I want to try and help you guys. I want, I'm in a place where I'm selling products. And if I end up spending extra time, who cares? I mean, I can spend the extra time and shoot some pictures on this stuff and make a video from it. And I want to share that with you. And that you don't need you do not want to touch a black car with compound and a wool pad and, put a bunch of scratches in, even more than what I put in, taking it off with the eraser. Because now you have to straighten all that out too. So the eraser marks were, pretty severe, but the blue pad took them totally out, took everything totally out on there. So, all right, thanks, Antonio. Antonio says he loves the product. Thank you very much, man. I love hearing that. I really do. And I love it that you guys are joining in too. So, does anybody have any questions, comments? If you guys are from Texas, are you allowed to use caustic chemicals? Are you allowed to use adhesive remover and vinyl remover over there? Because we sure aren't. They're taking away all the good chemicals out here. And I don't know that they're good for us. Maybe they are bad for us. Maybe they're all bad for us. And we just got to figure out a different way to do all of these things. So Antonio's saying yes. Maybe, in different areas you're allowed to use those kind of chemicals. I know 3M did make the spray vinyl remover and spray adhesive remover. But it's definitely not available at the paint stores here. They told me that. They said that stuff's totally illegal here, and they're not allowed to have it on the shelf. But they told me to go to Amazon. They told me go to Amazon and try to buy it there. So I just wanted to go through the steps on what it took to do this Cadillac. It looks awesome now. The car it's really, really nice. And he's going to pick it up tomorrow, and we'll get it out of here. But I thought it made a good video for doing the fixes on there. And I want to talk about the board that I've got back here on the. I put this board up, this vinyl. This is a 4x8 vinyl board. Obviously, you know what Ceram-X is here. We've got, this is our one product. We don't sell any compounds. This is the only product that we sell for doing all cutting and finishing. Then, we moved to Q7 detailer, then Q7 wax, new tire lotion, and if you need to, D1. So we only make 5 products, and we say that's all you need. For detailing or for doing color sanding and polishing, you only need these 5 products in a body shop. The Ceram-X is for cutting and finishing. Q7 Detailer is a detail spray. We're going to do a video on that for glass, for interior, for velour, for leather, for exterior paint, for interior vinyl, that one product. Q7 Wax, put it on, let it totally dry. This is a spray wax, but it's a carnauba, and it has all the copolymer, so you get that super, super wet finish. And when you let it dry, it gives you a lasting finish for a long, long time. And it is really important to let that dry. New tire lotion, we did a video last week on that, and that's spectacular on all vinyls, exterior vinyls, and tires. So it'll leave a really nice finish on there without, especially on the tires, without giving you any sling. These detailing products, these 3 detailing products, are totally body shop safe. Do not put them in the spray booth. They're not made to go in the spray booth, but you can work around the spray booth, because a lot of detailing products you cannot work around the spray booth. And some guys have small shops where you have to. You will not get any fisheyes. The reason I don't want these in the booth is I don't want your hands getting greasy from when you touch this, and then you touch a surface that the painter has clean. That's going to be a problem. So body shop safe. You're not going to get fisheyes. And then D1, that's a really, really special product. For doing basic detailing like what we did on this Cadillac, you don't need it. The finish is awesome. I didn't have any swirl marks. Direct sun, that's after washing. All the pictures that you saw in that Cadillac was totally washed off, soap and water, everything's squeaky clean, and now it's ready for wax. And there's no trail marks from the buffer, from the DA. You can't see anything. And we're doing it all with this one product, CSI Ceramic. So the fastest way to polish paint, that's what we say. And we guarantee that if you're having any problems, I'll give you your money back. You just send me your product, I'll give you your money back. I don't care. This is going to be faster. You can put as much elbow grease into this as you want, as much as you feel comfortable with. This product will take out a 320 grit scratch. And again, don't do it on something that matters. If you sand a car with 320, you don't have any paint left on there. But if you wanted to, put 10 coats of clear down and then just try it, let it dry, and just try it for fun, CSI Ceramic. Load up your pad, put a lot of pressure on it, and it'll take out a 320 grit scratch. So you don't need compound anymore. Single product polishing. One product cuts and polishes to a perfect finish. We saw that today on the DA. Made for body shops. No more swirl marks. No more compound. Throw the compound away. You don't need it. You do not need it. We invented single product polishing for the auto body industry. Obviously, I found it in the plastic industry, in the eyeglass industry, but we brought it to the auto body industry. We're the first one. So if there's another single product polish out there, they know we brought it to the table, and that product was called System 1. It worked great. It just didn't cut like what CSI does. So in 2008, we redeveloped it and made it cut a lot more. 5 simple products for all your detailing needs, all body shop safe. Check us out online, CSIshine.com. Available at your local jobber stores. So you can call your jobber. It's available all over the country. We have warehouses feeding the jobbers. They can get it. All the major jobbers have our product or can get our product. It's going to displace their 3M or their whatever. And some jobbers don't want to do that. So we do have it available at other places too. We want to get it into your hands. We believe this will help you. This will stop all the nightmares, swirl marks and burn throughs and all those kind of things. So if you want to call me, you can. 714-906-6619. I will help you to get it into your job or store. Or I will help you find where you can buy this product. You can just call me direct. We're tied up with big warehouse chains, and the warehouses will funnel it right into the job or store. So you could just buy 8 ounce. You don't have to buy a lot. You can buy a quart. You can buy 8 ounce. You can buy gallons. We want to make this very, very simple. We're not trying to complicate this market. It's already, the auto body and detailing market is already complicated enough. Just like that problem on that Cadillac. That, we have to do that to be productive, and sometimes that's very, very difficult. So that product did make it very simple to polish that paint and make it look really good. I know the customer will be super happy, going from that ugly vinyl that was all tore up on that car to a car that he can turn in or sell to somebody and be very proud of the paint finish that's on there. So I'm going to look and see if we have any comments. Let's see, swipe left. Oh. Okay, I got to figure out how to do this stuff. Okay, my question is, Antonio, does it matter how much water I can use in the final pass? Okay, so, Tammy Miller, she said she saw the 320 out in person. Okay, so, and hi, Tammy. So Antonio's asking, let's see, did you ask a question before, Antonio? Okay, my question is, does it matter how much water I can use in the final pass? So a lot of people have used our product with some water. So you spritz the pad just a tiny little bit. Our products are all water soluble, so they're 100% water reversible. That's why they clean up so nice. So if you pack the jam with a bunch of product, somebody slings it all over the windshield and inside the windshield wipers, you hit it with a hose and it just comes off. It comes off very easy. So what I believe Antonio is doing is he's spraying a little bit of water on the pad, probably on the red foam pad, when he's using it with the rotary. And you can dilute out our product a little bit more to get a little bit finer finish, because you're diluting the particles. You're taking the particles that are in an emulsion, and then you're spraying it with a little bit of water, and you're just breaking up that emulsion. And that does work, but I never do that. I don't use any water. And I did this, I just did this car. I just did the front end of that car for this video this morning and, finished it off. But you can use a little bit of water. I just don't go to the trouble of that. If I want to, if I wanted to go to a better finish on ceramic and the red final, the red foam pad with the rotary or with the DA, then if I wanted a better finish than that, then I probably would use a brand new pad and go to D1, because that's what D1 is. D1 is a diluted version of Ceram-X, but it has a whole bunch more products in it. It took me the longest amount of time in the lab, 6 months. 6 months in the lab to come up with that product. It's an amazing, amazing product. So when you look at the ball size on ceramic under a microscope, let's say they're big, and then they're all uniform, but they have some size to them under a microscope. Then when you look at the ball size of the D1, they're very, very tiny, but you're in a nice tight emulsion. So when you look at D1, they look exactly the same. Ceram-X looks the same as D1, but the ball size is much, much smaller. That's why we can get a higher resolution when using D1. So You're doing the same thing when you hit it with water, when you hit Ceram-X with water, only you're not reducing the ball size. So if you wanted to increase the resolution, you really should be using D1. Now, if you just want to, make it a little bit slicker, because if you're buffing in the sun and maybe it's drying up a little bit too fast, then hit it with a little bit of water, and you're going to, make that product on the pad go a little bit further. So that it does work, and I see people do that, but I don't do it. I don't use the water. Maybe at one time I did, but now I don't, especially with the DA. I did all this work today with the DA, and it worked awesome. That flex DA, and it's not a forced rotation, it's just a straight DA with a 5-inch pad, no microfiber, nothing. I did not use microfiber at all. I just used the blue, our brand new blue 5-inch pad, and then our 3-inch 5-inch pad, and it was flawless. Definitely deliverable, and a really, really nice finish, ready for wax. So let's see, gonna have to try that one. Yes, I will use a small amount. Yes, okay. So, Antonio's saying he's going to try that. Try the DA too. I don't know what you're using, Antonio. Are you using a rotary or are you using a DA on that? But the DA was surprisingly, it worked very, very well. There was no reason, and there is no reason, if I'm just doing a car to clean it up so the customer can sell it. One, I don't want to put any swirl marks in it, and I want to clean up some scratches that are in the car. That blue pad will do everything. Would I use it for taking out color stains and the DA? No. If I got to take out color staining scratches, I'm going to use the blue wool pad and a rotary buffer. Then I would go to to the DA. So Antonio's saying he's using the DA. Yeah, cool. So Antonio is a detailer, I believe, and he's already totally involved in the DA program. So I don't know let's see if we have any more questions. Thanks for getting involved, everybody. We've been on for 31 minutes. I try to make these things. Hi, Robert Greer. Hi, Bob. Let's see, Raphael, I misquoted. Yeah, I like that, Raphael. Thanks for that, but Raphael, that's how we learn too. We misquote, and then we learn. We learn how to do this so we don't make that mistake again. So the next time we can make money, and from then on, and by limiting, we're not having to come up with 5 different products either to do this. We're only using CSI ceramic to do all the polishing. Antonio, it looks like he paints motorcycles. Cool. So Brad, I've been sanding and buffing for 35 years. CSI is the best and easiest I've ever used. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, man. I love hearing that. I love it. Because, I too am an older guy that buffed, and you can see how gray my hair is. Well, you don't get gray hair like that from not having stress. And I can tell you, a lot of stress was in my life from polishing paint. I enjoy it. I enjoy polishing paint. I always have. But I never, it was really hard to come up with the exact system to do it over and over and over again. And then when I had guys working for me, you want to come up with some kind of standard operating procedure, some kind of SOP, and hand it to them. Now you think, okay, well, I remember a black car, I did it this way, we used compound and we used that and we did this, and then it would be some kind of nightmare. It would be like, they changed the paint, so. But with these products, it makes it super, super easy. It doesn't matter if you're doing it on lacquer, acrylic enamel, or these super hard slick, I believe that's a ceramic finish on that old Cadillac, ceramic paint, that it's super, super hard. But when you get it nice, there's nothing better looking than those super hard urethanes to make it look good. So Craig is saying, hi Craig, how you doing, buddy? I used the blue foam pad and the DA for finishing yesterday and it worked perfect. Oh, cool, great. So he's using a 3-inch DA. Flex has a 3-inch DA and we'll be doing some polishing with that. I'm going to try some different stuff with this Mevo system. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but I want to, because these Mevo cameras, that we have hooked up, let me show you that we can go, I can go live, and I can, go tight with this one or wide with this one. And I've got 3 cameras, so if I had the other one hooked up, I can show you something else all at the same time. So we're talking about taking these cameras live, but I've got to have a way to get the Wi-Fi to work, and then we take that Flex 3-inch and we go to a parking lot and we take out, little scratches, and you get that wow factor from these people, and they're like, oh yeah, I have a little scratch, can you take this out? Or cleaning up headlights with CSI ceramic. There's nothing easier than cleaning headlights with CSI ceramic. That it works awesome. Now, I see a lot of videos where they clear coat them. Guys, these are old headlights. The plastic is, deteriorating. It's an old headlight. It's frosted, for a reason. If with CSI ceramic and a wool pad, you're going to clean it up in 5 minutes. If I've got to, paint it and tape it off and do all that stuff, yeah, it's going to last a little bit longer. It's not going to last as long as a new headlight. No way. It's not. So just do it with the, CSI ceramic with a wool pad and a foam pad, and you'll, brighten up your headlights. And we want to go and show people that too. So we'll use that 3-inch Flex buffer. It's really cool. Antonio, do I sand first? And I think you're talking about the headlights. You can sand first on the headlights, but you can just push down too. If the headlight's not too bad. I know that the Toyota headlights they do frost, but they clean up really easy. And some headlights have clear coat on them that has gone bad. So you got to get that clear coat off, and the only way to do that is you have to sand all of that off. So just scrub it off, sand it, 1000 grit sandpaper, sand it off, get it, until you start to get to the white plastic. When you're sanding, you'll see that the residue is yellow. That is totally oxidized clear. Get all of that oxidized clear off until you get into the meat of the plastic, and the headlights are 1/4 inch thick, so don't worry about going through it. And get into the white meat, and then when you all the slurry is white, then you've got all that clear off of there. Then you hit it with wool pad, and you can go right from 1000 grit on the plastic lens with ceramic and a wool pad and mow it off. And I would use a rotary to take out a 1000 grit scratch. If you want to use the 3-inch DA, then I would take it up to 2000 probably on the plastic with the, I don't know that I would use a wool pad with a DA. No, I probably wouldn't. 2000, we have a blue, the pad that Craig is talking about, the blue 3-inch pad will take out a 2000 grit scratch on a headlight lens. No problem. It's a great pad. It's the exact same pad that we use in our 5-inch system now. I really like that. It's a European foam. That's what they call it. The density is totally different than what we've had here in the past. And then we, finish it with the red foam, which is our same red foam that we've always had in our system. So let's see. Brad Holmes, I welcome black cars now since I have CSI. Yeah, because black cars are a nightmare. Unless you got an easy way to do it, why do black cars? But they say any shop that has black cars, and they always said this, if you're a body shop and you have black cars in your shop, you're a good shop, because those people know they're fussy anyway. They have a black car, and now they want to bring it to you. So if you're a detailer and you're doing black cars, there's a reason you're doing black cars, because they know that you can do it. And I believe that CSI does make that simpler, just to be able to get those cars in and out so you can make money. This isn't something we do for fun. And I know we have a lot of people that do this for fun. They come home from a stressful job like being a lawyer or something, and they want to just unwind in the garage and buff a car. Well, that's a great place. You don't have to think about anything. You just use these products and put the tool on there and spend a few hours and unwind your brain. So that's another side of this business. But in the business side, detailers and body shops, I want to get that car in and out of my shop as fast as possible and move on to the next car, right? So, all right. So I really appreciate everybody being on, guys. I hope these videos are working for you. I really do. I want to have, I'm having fun doing them. Really having fun doing the Larry Wood video, Mr. Hot Wheels. That was really fun. And we have some other people that want to do this with us too. And they'll be very entertaining. They're serious artists in our trade. So look forward to that. Those will be midweek videos that we'll be doing. We'll continue to do the the video on Friday at noon. I want to do this every single Friday, unless I go on vacation or something. But we'll continue to do that. So that looks like it's been I don't know how long we've been on. I think we've been on for a while. But so I'm gonna check out here, guys. Let's see, great video. Thanks, Craig. Thank you, buddy. If you guys have any questions that aren't being addressed here, call me, 714-906-6619, or post them here, and maybe the other guys would like to hear how my answers, and I'm not saying my answers are the only way to do it. It's just a suggestion on my experience in the trade that we want to get down a path to just a path of least resistance, so that we can spend as little time doing these things and more time with our family and friends. So thanks, everybody. I'm going to check out now. Hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you next Friday at 12 o'clock. Thanks. Bye.